Hello YouTube, Dame_23 here and welcome back to the Youth Only Challenge of 1860 Munich. Today, of course, we do have youth intake incoming, but we also got some more important news. We are finally back to the promised land, the semi-final of the DFB Pokal. That is correct. We have got there. We will recap our run, but most importantly, first things first, in terms of the league, 10th in position, -4 goal difference, 33 points from 25 games. Our run of form has been patchy, and like the start of this season, or midway through the year, where we went on that massive losing streak. Not as much of a losing streak, a couple more draws in this losing streak, but yet again, massive losing streak till we played Stuttgart, who we actually lost to midway through the year, which was not good, but we did beat them 3-1 here. More importantly, so the DFB Pokal, we have made it there yet again, and as we can see, we knocked out an amateur side, Heidemann, who we played in the 3rd division, Freiburg in a 3-2 classic where James Marquette scored some goals, and then James Marquette, with a brace, knocked out Hertha Berlin. Now, we did just lose to them in the league, and they are a very star-studded side, Hertha Berlin. They've got some players. They've got the next-gen winner, Dimiopoulos, who they did spend big old money, well, 36 mil is not big old money, but he is worth big old money, to come in. He's unbelievable, obviously. Did win the next-gen player last season. And as you can see, Owens at the back, Max Aarons. This is a team that did knock us out of the semi-final a couple years ago. And we will have the draw in this episode in the not too distant future. We just played this game on stream. If you are interested in watching us, link down below. Come follow us live on Twitch where all the madness does happen. But we did win 2-0. Jeppe Hansen picks the ball up. Whips one down there towards EH. Headed down. James Margetts. There we go. Clearly onside, by the way. Don't even know why we had to check VAR for that one there. And then we scored another second half goal where Dino picked the ball up. Diallo with a good ball out to Finson. Whips one there to James. Yet again, not even close to being offside, but we had to have another check. Did not bother me. 2-0, clean sheet. Boys played well. And we have made some slight changes to the system, and they've just seemed to work. So obviously still the 4-2-3-1. I did call it a support. But what we always found is that we don't have enough people making runs in behind and stretching opposition defences, right? We've been struggling to score. Obviously on the ratemytactic.com, which I like you using to look at your tactics and see how they work, it will always say that unless you're playing 4-3-3, it's very hard to get a perfectly balanced tactic. In the 4-2-3-1, you need to play with a lot of players on support to keep your shape without the ball. Only issue is that you don't get enough ability to create. So we have moved to inside forward on attack and an inverted winger on attack, and that just seems to help stretch play, involve other people, get them in the box, be goal scoring threats, etc., etc. Kaiser finally scored a goal. Here we go. We're getting a bit more about it. Second thing I've done was move the ball playing defenders and defend. So on the Rate My Tactics screen, if you haven't used it, that will say that that's too many defensively non-safe options. You're going to lose the ball here. That's not particularly safe. I get that, but they're so overpowered this year, ball-playing defenders, that they carry the ball out of defence. You don't get pinned in as much. They get the ball, they'll beat the guy that comes to press. They'll beat that line by moving into the middle of the park and then look to play centre-back, where on the centre-back on defend, you just get a lot more centre-backs lumping balls forward. We're not that side. So I've been a little bit more aggressive, and that's what I want to say in this last part of this first part of episode 33, is use your eyes. Do an eye test. So yeah, you might use the Rate My Tactic screen or website, to see what creates a very good tactic. I thought I built what was the best 4-2-3-1 that you can on the website, within reason, obviously, for us in terms of our tactic. Only problem is yeah, it does well without the ball, but we're still going to concede a goal somewhere. We're not doing enough going forward, where in this system here, we're slightly more open. Yes, there's a slightly more danger that these two may cough up the ball, but being that a little bit more aggressive has just seemed to work to allow us to score a couple goals. So we did that against Stuttgart, we scored a couple. Did it against Hertha Berlin, we kept the clean sheet. Now, that's pretty good. Put in the fact that I've actually just changed our corner set pieces from on the attacking side to people just attacking a near stick. Not too bad. I'm still conceding defensive corners, but I don't know what else you can really do here. So, we just set up zonally and hope and pray. So there we are. Anyway, though, that is how we've got to the semi-final. Next part of this episode, it will be on the 5th, where we do get the semi-final cup draw, and hopefully we do well. Important to note in this cup draw, by the way, lads, if we go to the semi-final, the FL Pokal semi-final, if we go to the quarter-final, for instance, Stuttgart beat Cologne, which is good. Bayer 04 beat Wolfsburg, which we'll probably prefer Bayer 04 to, I've lost to Wolfsburg, but that's fine. But more importantly, Frankfurt knocked out Dortmund. Between all those teams, we've beaten Frankfurt, Bayer 04 and Stuttgart in games in the league before. This could be our best opportunity in a long while to win the cup, because there's no Bayern and no Dortmund. However, Stuttgart are last year's champions after beating Bayern in a penalty shootout, so they're looking to go back to back. So hopefully we can do our job. They are down in 17th. I wouldn't mind them. I would love to knock out the last year's champions and go and try and win it. We'll be back with a draw in the not too distant future. Welcome back, YouTube. It's the semi-final draw. We've also just won a game 4-1 in the league against Frankfurt. And we do have the semi-final draw. So I wouldn't mind Frankfurt yet again. I actually don't care who we get. I would prefer Stuttgart of anything. And we get Bayer 04. So we probably get the hardest one on reputation to get. Bayer 04, very, very good side. That is obviously going to be a live com special. As you can see, where's it going to go here? They are currently a couple spots ahead of us in the league. So I don't think that's a particularly good... draw, unfortunately, for us. But, you know, it's not Bayern, it's not Dortmund, it's not Hertha Berlin. So that gives us a chance, right? And we can beat him. We have beaten him in the past. We do play him in the league before we do play him in the cup as well, which gives us a good little sighter into them as well. But there is the potential to obviously go in there and, you know, make the final, and that would be great. There will not be no suit for the DFB Pokal final, by the way. The suit will only be for the Champions League in this save, so don't get too excited. But, yeah, who knows? We've got a semi-final, our second chance at a semi, and hopefully our second chance and one that we take to make a final in the DFB Pokal. It'll be Bayer 04 next episode on our live com, and I believe that's at the end of the month. Yeah. If we filter that and just, you know, all competitions, that would be great. When does that come into it? Yeah, we should get youth intake before then, so that's great. Next part of this episode will be the Season 7 youth intake and see how well we can do here with our youth intake. It is meant to be a pretty good one in terms of that we do have a centre-back and a centre-mid that's meant to be fantastic. We'll wait and see how it comes. We'll go out there and we'll have a look. Next time you see us, it'll be youth intake day. Welcome back, YouTube. We have got a youth intake here in Season 7. I do believe it is Season 7. I'm like 99% sure. Anyhow, Mario is our hot prospect, and boy, does he look like a centre-back. I haven't looked at him yet, but here we are. It was the only thing that's come through. It is a good intake. It isn't as good in terms of other intakes according to the game, but I think this is not bad. We've also got two guys that could be potentially good, and the rest of their talent's a little bit whatever, right? We are going to leave Mario... No, we're going to do him first. Have to. Mario... Bit disappointing. And saying that though, he's 6'6". I take that all back. Far out, you're a big boy. Huh. He's a big boy. And you know what? No, I take that back. Look how well rounded he is. 8s and 9s everywhere. 6'6", 8s and 9s, 15 years of age. He's gonna be good. I'll take that back. You know my issue is 2 determination. Right, come on, buddy. Really, 2 determination? Hopefully we can get that determination up. What I might do is get him straight into the first team and into a tutoring group of like guys with like 15 determinations. Go here, learn. But there we go. He's very well rounded, Mario. I would imagine that he is just straight German. He's also Belgium. There you go. Was born in Germany and is an 1860 supporter. So there you go. But he looks good. Apparently can play ball-winning midfielder and can play in the hole. I don't see that at all. But for me, he's not bad. And the reason why he's not bad is when you look at him, he's got 9 marking, which we can get up, 9 decision making, which we can get up. He's also got 8s and 9s everywhere in the mentals. Got to remember, all those 9s need to go up twice to be 11s. And all those 8s need to go up 3 times to be 11s. Like, it's not hard. And at 15, physicals go up a ton. So he could grow pretty quick physically. He's also 6'6". Like, if you get this guy to work on his marking, positioning, his decisions, get the marking and the decisions to 11s, and then just work straight on pace, this guy could be quite that physical monster at 6'6". I'm going to give this guy a lot of game time. This guy, Mario, if people want to redo the regen name, by all means, to change his name, by all means. But this guy could be like the Martin Skirtle here. Like, people know I love Martin Skirtle, right? This is the guy, like, Martin Skirtle, a Vidic, you know, one of those old school centre-backs that eats nails and doesn't care what happens. You know, one of them. I used to love watching Vidic, even though I'm a Liverpool supporter. Reminds me of that. Someone that's just going to run through a brick wall and keep running through him until he's dead. And if that means not conceding, he'll die. And that's fine. Anyway, Marco Bock, another one. You know, I actually really rate him. I think he's pretty good, Marco Bock, to be quite fair. I like any youngster that has good mentals, for me, can be a good footballer. So, Marco Bock, good mentals. I'm actually going to tie him down to a youngster deal here. Can I give you a full-time contract, please? Like, yeah, and like 3-year deal. Wants to be a youth contract. Right, I would love to give you a full-time deal, but sure. And then Nicholas, apparently he's a centre-back. He's actually probably a bit better right now And there we are. Approach the sign. Yeah, we'll do that. And I think he's pretty good. Release fee. I'll slap a 5 with release fee on him just in case, but the rest will just leave. But Nicholas here, I think, could be, out of those 3, he's probably the one that's a little bit more, I'm going to be very good at a young age. Could play in the middle of the park. Can definitely see why he can play centre back. And he's probably he's probably a bit physically more ready. I think Mario's ceiling is definitely higher, being quite, being that bit taller and everything. No one else here really sparks anything, any obscure nations, not really just Turkish, Croatian, Bosnian, but no one really out of here with a name or whatever. And there we are, or a nationality. But there we go, pretty good intake. Mario is going to come in. I think he's fantastic. Definitely going to keep an eye on him. We're definitely going to try and work his determination as quickly as possible. Best thing to do with determination, for those that don't know, if your players have a poor game, find them half a week's wages. Now, don't do it all the time because they do get upset. But if they find a half a week's wages, but they have a comment, so if they take it without comment, nothing's going to happen. But if they have a comment saying, I'll strive to do better in the future, something like that, they get a boost either in determination, work rate, or in leadership. And hoping in Mario's case, he plays a couple of poor games. We say, hey, mate, got to play better. I'm going to take you half a week's wages. And a few times he goes, yeah, all right, and his determination will go up. Even if we get that determination to 8 or 9, just get a determination change instead of unambitious. He could really grow into something. Anyway, we are doing all that. That is not a bad place to be, and I'm very happy with that. The last thing I will say as well is we are looking to bring one guy in, and his name is Carlos Hernandez. He is currently, came up in my scouting list. He's one of my Liverpool, PSG, and Porto. This is the whole reason we sold Graham O'Shea, and the whole reason we saw Burden. Guys like this, they are like, scout reports are interesting. If your analysis report is bad, you don't get a good overall report. His scout report's fantastic. He is nearly as good as us when coming into play on the right, or more importantly, he actually wants to play right wing, even though he's not natural there. He's making me definitely change my team. He wants to come in and play in here as an inverted winger. Definitely going to play him on attack. I actually don't mind he has full flair, because it means that he won't just, instead of like doing a step over whatever, he'll just beat his man by knocking the ball past him, so be it. But I think he could be fantastic. Secondly, makes me change my team to Dino being a roaming playmaker, which I think is fantastic. And look at him, unreal. Apart from positioning, he looks fantastic in that role. And EH moving into, I figured an attacking midfielder on attack. I was going to play advanced shadow strike. I think an attacking mid on attack and let this guy run the show from the middle of the park. Like, I think he's fantastic in that role, Ralph. So we're going to train him, and we're going to start doing it now, because if we do get this signing there out of the hands of Liverpool and all that of Carlos Hernandez, then yeah, like that's why we've gone in for earlier, because the Liverpool PSG bid were dead. We get him in, comes in, not a problem. He plays on the right, Itch on the middle, and then obviously the new signing, who people probably wondering how Kisma's going. That's how he's going. He's nearly as good as Graham O'Shea at 18, and he's playing okay in the league. 2 goals, 2 assists, 6 games. Also played 3 really tough games. Fantastic as well. That counts as a youth signing for me, because he's a new signing that's coming in. He just turned 18, so maybe not, maybe so, but you know what I mean. So we've got some people coming in. Definitely let me know, YouTube, if you think moving to a roaming playmaker and attacking mid and changing the inverted winger is like, changing EH's role is okay. Let me know if you think Mario is really good, because I think that's a great intake here in Season 7. And more importantly, if we can, sell Graham O'Shea for 50 mil, get Carlos Hernandez in, get maybe 1 or 2 more really world-class guys in as well, like guys that have the potential to be even better than what we had, then that's fantastic. We're in a very good spot. But I think Carlos Hernandez is fantastic. I think this has been a fantastic little bit of business. More importantly, though, we did make it to the DFB Pokal semi-final. We got Bayo 4 in a live com next episode. Be sure to like and subscribe and check that out. I'll see you next time for that DFB Pokal semi-final. From Damon and everybody else here, catch you later. Links down below. Follow us live on Twitch, and goodbye.